What's up? What's up, world? What's up, YouTubians? We're going to do something special tonight. Got the wardrobe here. We got the McMurray here. And we got the Hexy here. And we're going to get on with this show right after a message from our sponsors.
Aren't
Man, oh, hey, when's the last time y'all saw any of us in a live stream?
40 years.
It's been some timage.
everybody sees me on Wednesday every week?
Yes, Nordic.
No, they don't. They hear you.
Look at those hands.
They can't really see me now.
Boy,
I'm a hand model.
Nordic wins the prize.
those hands are made for radio.
First commenter.
Mainly
Adult
this
diapers, that would
finger.
be a good one.
Oh, man, come on.
Yeah, but, hey, we want to, believe me, we do. We talk about it all the time, but it's, the holidays, the family stuff, Andrew working like a dog, we'd like to get the Mutt on here with us, but
He doesn't, he's too much money. We can't afford him.
yeah, we can't get a contract with him. His secretary hangs up every time I freaking call, and his agent won't even acknowledge me. So, but Andrew hit me up with something he wanted to do this evening, and I'm like, I don't think I even hesitated. I think I told you why not, because we haven't done nothing in so long. We needed to do something. Maybe we'll chit chat a little bit, but I think we're going to let Andrew open up a new toy he got.
Ooh, yay. What is it?
And here we go. All yours there, Andrew son.
Victory at sea.
A Naval game on Hexy's channel? What?
Whoa. I'll stop the stream. Go to Todd's
I'm
channel.
hoodwinking everybody.
It's so shiny. It looks like it's really water. All right,
So
what do we got here?
That's because it's brand spanking new today. Obviously, the game isn't new, but this copy is certainly new. So it's a Compass Games reprint, allegedly, of the 92 Jedco game, which, as far as I know, is essentially the same as the Avalon Hill game.
Now, reprint or a complete redo?
This says remake. Sorry, remake. But again, looks very similar to a reorganized Avalon Hill game, which, as far as I know, was very much a reprint of the Jedco game. I don't know. It's before I was playing war games, but we're going to get this thing open and take a look at it. So let's do that. I have Victory at Sea somewhere around here. I could look at the designer, because I would imagine they'd have to leave the same designer credits. I don't know. But I thought Victory at Sea, the Avalon Hill game, came out far before 92.
That's what I was thinking.
In fact, I know that it did, because I remember we talked about how it's substantially older than I am. In 92.
Designer?
This says John Edwards.
John Edwards.
But anyways, so yeah, there we go. Got a quick look at the map. It says we should have a 16 by 24 inch mounted map, which is a different size because it's mounted, obviously.
Okay,
Two
now,
counter
hold on
sheets
a
with
second,
1 inch markers.
So, do you have the original Victory at Sea?
I do. I have the Avalon Hill Victory at Sea.
Where is that box nearby?
It's over on the shelf.
Grab that box, pull it off, bring it, just have it ready, because we do a little bit of comparison.
I'm sorry, Avalon Hill is War at Sea. But yes.
Oh, War at Sea is different.
But different,
the maps
but
afterwards.
very damn similar. Very damn similar. But anyways, okay, let me get this off to the side. and we can look at stuff. That or they're two completely different games, and I've lost my mind. I don't know. But should be good.
Devin and OG, what's up, buddy? Meandering Mike, Mikey, John Halley. That's gorgeous. That is a pretty box, I will admit it. I will say this Compass packages very well.
They just need to take that huge logo off the bottom. Other than that, it's fine.
This thing?
It's a Compass.
It happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it. Anyway.
Todd would rather it be a sextant. Burn it. Burn it. All right. We'll come back to the map. It is wild that it compacts down to this size.
Right.
Meaning that it's certainly a 6 panel.
6x6 maybe.
What's up?
6x6 folded maybe.
It's probably bigger than that. It's probably 8x8. But anyways, all right. It does have the millions of dice that you traditionally need for War at Sea.
Oh, look, Confederate and Union ships and markers.
Yeah, you know it.
Greg, how you doing, buddy?
Again, this looks very similar to War at Sea, but with some of the extra stuff. Like you can see that there's different time period things.
Right.
That are not in War at Sea, but that are in stuff like Nine Nations Navy or Nine Navies War, which is an Avalanche, I think, reproduction using the same system. Somebody's making one called like, the Kaiser's Navy or something like that. That's supposed to be a World War I version of War at Sea. But anyways, got a rule book. We should have more counter sheets. That's one counter sheet. Victory at Sea clarification as of this January. Quick reference sheet. Another quick reference sheet. You know what that means, Toddy? There's 2 quick references. We can play this together.
No, I like sharing. I like sharing the quick reference sheet together.
Yeah, that way our faces get all close together. Or alternatively, if you're playing under glass, you can have one side up and the other side up for the other one, which is pretty nice. I am happy that the sequence of play is relatively explained, which is kind of nice. Same with sequences. That's kind of cool. All right. Let's see. I don't know what the hell this is. This is... Okay, initial setup. Cool. Because some units start on the... Some ships start on the table. Some ships do not start on the table. That's pretty cool. You've got... all the same disabled and damaged markers that you have, again, in War at Sea. I don't know what the hell. Oh, so POC should be your victory track. Turn is obvious. Admiral. That's not in Victory at Sea. Neither is a tech level thing. I don't know that surface raiders are either. They might be, but I don't think they are. Let's see here. This would appear to be another one.
Why would they have that one wrapped and the other one? Because Compass usually plastics all their counters together.
I don't know. The blue
was it? It wasn't open, was it? You still had the shrink wrap on it, right?
Correct.
That's weird.
He bought it new at Miniature Market.
I wonder if this is like a correction tape thing.
Oh, good point. Because
the colors are different. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but the colors are different.
God, those things are big.
These are 1 inch by 1 inch counters. These are just over half-inch counters. All the damage markers, which is nice. Because in War at Sea, they're all the same size, or they're not the same size, but they're closer, so it's a bit of a pain sometimes. All right. No, first I thought the colors were off, but these guys are more closely colored to this. I don't know. Who knows? We'll figure it out. See, man, this seems real similar to War at Sea, right down to having the same 2 Russian ships. I
hate. Why are there so many blank counters? I hate when games come with a lot of blank counters. Nord. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't. I don't know. You don't. Yeah, lately you don't see games where an entire half of counter sheet is, but like you said, those might be remakes for.
Correct. Who knows?
Yeah.
Either way, the stuff all looks, in terms of like the stats and whatnot, just like the War at Sea. Let's see here. There's a counter. Marat is on the side of the War at Sea box, and it is also 333. Well, who knows? Again, if I had to guess, stuff like tech level and decoys and France invaded and Italian surrender make the game different and at a different level than traditional War at Sea does. But anyways, okay, so that's all the components.
What's the numbers on the counters mean? And then I'm
geez.
See what the play is.
It is combat values and movement. I believe it's attack dice that you roll, then the number of hits you can take. Those might be reversed.
And are there modifiers against the hits? Now, I mean, granted, I know you can't answer maybe for this one, but
yes, there are. Yes, I don't remember exactly what they are. It's been surprisingly the better part of a year since I've played War at Sea. War at Sea is usually my slump buster. When I haven't gamed, I can't get my head into it, what have you. I play War at Sea, and then it gets me back into it.
Yeah, you see what Mike says? Oh, you probably can't see it, Andrew.
I cannot.
Mike says Victor at Sea 92 is developed from War at Sea, but it's considered a distinct game. I think Victor at Sea is zoomed out. I feel like
the map is certainly shaped differently, but
that's funny.
Looking at the picture of this map on BGG and the map here at War at Sea, I think it's just sized differently.
Yeah, I felt like you were at a higher level of command at this than you were at War at Sea.
I don't think so on that one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like it's the same, because you can't get to a higher level when you're, because like say the Kriegsmarine, for example, it's easiest to look at the Kriegsmarine because there's not that many capital ships, but you've got 2 Bismarck class, 2 Scharnhorsts, you've got your 2 Deutschland class.
Okay.
And then you've got the 3 Hippers. Right? Like you can't, it doesn't go up from there anymore. I'm sorry, you also do have Admiral Scheer down here for that 3rd Deutschland, my bad. And then obviously you have Graf Zeppelin, not that ever got completed. But so it's the same thing. You've still got your few American ships up here.
Yep.
It is. I still wish, and this is something I talked about with War at Sea, I still wish there was a possibility for some of the American Atlantic aircraft carriers to get involved in this, but that's okay.
But yeah, you think at this level you could kind of like do that, and didn't Germany had other plans, right? Be interesting to Plan Z or whatever it was, or is that? I don't know.
Plan Z was like a really ambitious building program.
Right. I guess it just I mean, look at all those empty counters.
Correct. Correct. One thing that I have read people complain about is that, and talk about, is making counters for the French fleet. Right. So for like the Bretons, the Dunkirks, and Richelieu, but whatever. Realistically, they didn't do a goddamn thing. So why include them?
What nations are there in these ships?
So you've got green is the Italians, gray is the Germans, blue is, you have 2 Russian ships. They suck. I've never seen them do anything in this game. And then the other blue is there's 5 or 6 American vessels, and then the rest of these are British.
No Frenchies?
No. Again, they didn't. The only thing they did in World War II was get shot by the British and the Americans. So fuck them. Why put them in here? Sorry, I apologize for the language. Yeah, the only major surface combat that the French Navy's capital ships, engaged in was against the Americans and the British. So why put them in here? You know what I mean? Not only that, but I'm pretty sure the map. I don't know if the map has North Africa in it. We'll check. I can't remember.
Real quick, Andrew. OG Devin says French fleet was included for the original war at sea in an article of General Magazine.
Okay, there you go.
And real quick here, sorry. Purple says, I wonder if Gilbert Collins' High Seas Fleet has its origins in this system, albeit that is World War I, and it does.
Okay, there you go. Is that the? Did a High Seas Fleet just come out in the last year or so?
I'll look it up. Unless
there was one.
I'm sure someone will answer it, but I'll look it up.
Because there's one that was coming out that I was going to put on pre-order, and then I never did. But I would like to get it because the only other one for World War I that I found is that Nine Navies War, which is a weird, like, alternate history thing. But it does include historical events, like, you can take ports and stuff like that, which is what this kind of reminds me of.
Yeah,
Victory in the Pacific was also this same system by Avalon Hill.
Yeah. Devin continues on turn 2. You would roll for each French ship. Most of the time it would be scuttled, or it would go to the Brits, or it could go to the Germans.
Yeah. So that's what that Nine Navies War is, a what if, where in 1915 the Germans took France, and so the French Navy is entirely split. Granted, the French Navy in 1915 is substantially larger than the French Navy in 1940, but yeah.
Run your hand across your camera. You went blurry. There you go. Oh, there you go. Move your hand. There you go. You're good.
Okay, let's look at the map.
Yeah, because I want you to talk about the sequence of play after you show the map.
That's going to be pretty badass. I'm excited to see the map.
Are you working tomorrow?
Nope.
This will be played tonight.
It will be played. It'll probably be played tomorrow.
Get set up.
If I still worked nights, it would certainly be done tonight, but I don't.
And is this scenario based, or is it just one big thing?
Historically, War at Sea is one big game. There's certainly, as they get larger, like I think Victory in the Pacific has multiple scenarios. That Nine Navies War has multiple scenarios. Victory at Sea, though, or War at Sea, originally, the first game only has the base game. All right, let's look at this thing. I am going to destroy this board. God damn it.
It's like putting a puzzle together with your niece and nephew.
Yeah, right. So there you go. North Africa is not included, which would explain a good chunk of why the French fleet can be properly ignored. Because it was all sunk and smashed up at various places in North Africa. So some things I'm noticing on here that were not in War at Sea. You get these little gun emplacements at Gibraltar. I don't know if that's just for pretty or what. Got mines down here. Don't know if that's pretty or what. But so basically the way this works is, where the hell's the turn chart at? It would not appear that there is a turn track. Do you guys see a turn track? Am I missing a turn track here?
What's that on the right? Yeah, turn 1 on the right, order of arrival.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Okay, that's good. That's freaked shit out of me for a minute there. Can you guys see this POC chart up top?
Pull your map down just a little bit.
No. There you go.
It stands for like points of control or something like that. Anyways, you get points for controlling like sea areas. Like you can see Axis 3, Allies 1. So the Axis control the North Atlantic here. They get 3 points. Should be a whole lot easier for the Allies to get it, so they only get 1. But the point is, if you get to one end or the other, you automatically win. I think in War at Sea, this goes 10 on either side, though, not 7. We can double check that. Yeah.
And how is that increased or decreased?
It would make it would make it easier to get an automatic victory, because either way, at the end of the game, whoever has the most wins. But in War at Sea, if you manage to get to either end of the slider, it wins and it ends the game.
But how do you move the slider?
By, again, controlling these sea areas, right?
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. And then there's other ways to do it. I think if you wind up doing other stuff.
Oh, I get. Okay, see, I thought those black lines were like routes. Those are areas.
Yes, those are dividers.
Okay.
Okay, that's interesting because it does look like routes. A couple comments real quick. Kaiser's High Sea Fleet is based on it. It's by Compass. It's not been released yet. It's not. There's no date yet. Soon, but no date. So says Mike. And then, real quick, John asked, "How is this for solo?" We don't know about this specific one unless there's someone that can comment on it. But if it's like War at Sea, I don't know. You can comment on that, McMurray. But
if it's like War at Sea, I can play it solo for quite some time.
Not gonna lie, wouldn't mind playing this. Of course you wouldn't, you freaking tar.
Who?
Devin, some naval dude.
Smart man. Weird. Devin's got good tastes. I do not. U-boat technology is not in the previous version.
Yeah, that's something that's been added.
Yes. These factories, I feel like, are divided up. There used to just be a single value, which is the number of points you could restore to those ships because you can take the damage. I wonder if this means now you can do 5 to 1, 2 to 1, and 2 to 1, as opposed to just dividing up the 9 or whatever you had. But yeah, you saw the little flags. They go in here to show who controls each of the areas. Let's see here. I am still happy that the Americans can come in. I don't know what this German oiler thing is. Although, like I said, I did see that surface raiders chit. That looked pretty interesting. The main way that the Allies earn points is to get convoys successfully from the USA to the UK without U-boats or German surface vessels intercepting them.
What's the sequence of play like?
Well, Jeffy, what a wonderful question. Let me grab the sequence of play sheet. Basically, I think the Germans move first. Oh, don't hold me to that. Hang on. One side moves, then the other side moves. Just a second.
So while you're doing that, I want to ask, so Nordic, why would you rather play Seas of Thunder? Like what's the Seas of Thunder's got a lot more detail, it looks like. Is that why? Just type it out. Let us know.
So again, you reinforcements, simple. Italians go to repair, Allies go to repair, Germans go to repair. Pull flags, that makes sense. Kind of surprised that doesn't happen up here somewhere. U-boat technology, both players roll for you. Again, that's not in the previous game, so I'll have to look that up. Airstrikes. One weird thing, if this is like War at Sea, I'm pretty sure the Germans have more airstrike power.
Really? In a naval game?
Yes, because aircraft carriers are handled separately. But yeah, I think the Germans get, if I recall correctly, Germans get 2 airstrikes and the Allies get 1. Which makes sense just in numbers of land-based planes, but it's just odd. Speed rolls. That we can, if we want to do a walkthrough or a turn walkthrough, that's fine. But basically, in order to move more than like 1 or 2 spots, I think it's more than 2, you have to roll. The same with that speed stat is also what determines if you can withdraw effectively. Combat, go through and do your points of control again, and then return to port. So yeah, the order for movement is Italians, Allies, Germans. But yeah.
Okay, so first off, is that sequence of play similar to the old one,
Yes.
or is it perfectly identical?
I don't know that it's perfectly identical. Again, it's been a minute since I played the old one, but yeah.
And how many pages were in that rule book? Wasn't much, was it? I'm trying to picture, because you haven't done it in a while. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here and say that the sales games, the one that was like, there was like 3 or 4 of them.
The sales games.
Yeah.
All high serpent at the sea, serpent of the sea.
Oh, yeah.
Those are
Flying Colors?
like super detailed compared to this, right?
That's tactical.
They were substantially more detailed than this.
Okay.
That's like ship on ship, though. You're not just playing a ship, but you're, I don't know.
This is certainly large fleet stuff. This is the game you guys have watched me play where you line out your counters and then you shoot across at the other guy and you do the same thing.
I think on the back of the box, because I just saw this at Miniature Market 2 last week when I went to their grand opening, and it said something like you're like the Grand Admiralty of something, like you're the highest level.
You are playing the first Sea Lord. You are playing Eric Rader or Karl Dönitz.
Right, making yeah,
you are in charge of your nation's fleet, not, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like there's no moving or anything in resolving tactical combat. You can resolve the entirety of Jutland in about 10 minutes if you need to.
And when you played this originally, the old version, how long did it take you from start to finish to play a game?
It depends. I had one where I blitzed through as the Germans and I won by like 1942 or some nonsense.
Yeah, clock time. Hour, 2 hours.
Oh, so again, that game took me maybe an hour or two. If I really get into it and I'm thinking and I'm taking my time and I'm not really in a rush or anything, it'd be 2-3 hours, maybe 4. I don't know. It's certainly a game that I think Todd and I could get through in a evening without any issue. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
I'm sorry, the connection's bad. What?
Yeah.
You'd have to make him wear an admiral's hat.
That's fine. That's fine. But no, it should. I'm looking forward to it. It should be quite fun. I felt kind of silly spending money on this when I already have War at Sea that I enjoy so much. But there is slightly different stuff to it. We'll give it a look, see how it plays. And it was nice to get out there and, plant the seed early at the new Miniature Market location that, hey, World War games are a thing. You should stock more of them. But yeah, so I'm quite excited. So yeah, there you go. Attack, defense, speed. Defense factor is the number of hits you can take.
Right, and I was asking you earlier about, are there modifiers? Like if you roll 4 hits on that thing, do they have modifiers, or do you have to check to see if maybe the round bounced or?
No. That is a no. There's not armor or anything like that. It's all purely just did you hit or did you not hit? Yeah. But
drag that AH map out. Let's see what that thing looks like next to this.
Oh yeah, okay, we can do that. The Avalon Hill map is rotated, which is different. If I recall correctly. Again, this is the game that I laid out on MDF to make a 3D version of that is still downstairs that if I had to bet, this is probably going to get me all riled up and I'm willing to do that.
Oh, wow.
So I take that back. The Caribbean is added in this.
Yes, that's what I thought. I saw that too.
Everything else is the same. Yes, everything else is the same.
Well, there's definitely some add-ins to there because those are different number thingies and multiple things.
Yeah, like I said, it looks like they just broke up the numbers. So here you've got 7 instead of 8. In France, you've got 5 instead of 3. In Germany, you've got 9 instead of 8. 4 in Italy, 2 in Malta still. The U.S. has 10. And 10 in this game. The Russians, instead of having 2 in Murmansk and 1 in Leningrad, you've got 2 in Leningrad in this new game. The victory point or POC values are the Allies don't get a point in the Compass version for controlling the North Sea. That is different, and that is the only main difference. Actually, I take that back. Here in the Compass games version, in the Avalon Hill, the Axis only get 1 point for controlling the Baltic. The Allies get 2. And then here, the Allies get 3, and the Axis only get 1 point on this newer game. So that's kind of cool. So
I've always been curious about the, Hexyt's level of curious.
There's real slight differences.
Naval combat in, the North Atlantic and those areas there. I mean, I always know the submarine activity, but when it comes to the naval vessels, the only thing I can ever think about is the Germans transporting troops up to, what was it, Norway?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know much about. I don't remember seeing a whole lot about surface warfare.
There's some very notable stuff, but it's because in comparison to the grand scheme of the rest of the war, and especially when you stack it up with the war in the Pacific, this is relatively quiet. There's a lot of unknown conflict between the British and the Italians and the Med, which is kind of cool. The issue is it's kind of like German and American tank duels with Tigers. It'd be super cool to read about. You read about the famous ones, but there's not much to read about because there's just not many German capital ships, man.
And how many now of these at-sea games do you own?
So this mechanics kind of engine, for lack of a better term, these rules are used in this War at Sea, Victory in the Pacific, which is another Avalon Hill game. That Nine Navies War, which is an alternate history World War I. And then, there's an Age of Sail one also. What is it called? Sovereign of the Seas, which is quite entertaining because it covers a huge amount of time. There are a lot of scenarios in that one. That's a 2-mapper that covers the entire world in the Age of Sail.
Okay, but this is just one. When you set this up, I mean, when I was earlier talking about like scenarios, a lot of games we play have little smaller scenarios you can play.
Yes.
Is it just one big to do?
Yes, this does not have scenarios.
Okay.
There are, again, games that do. Nine Navies War did. Sovereign of the Seas does. This does not. There was, at one point in time, either a release or rules written to play this in conjunction with Victory in the Pacific. I don't know what it was called.
Well, how in the hell would you put the two together?
Just not necessarily putting the boards together, but obviously this and Victory in the Pacific, there could be some interplay between
transferring ships from...
Yeah, stuff like that, yeah. But this is a really fun game. I really enjoy this game.
Yeah, I remember your video or your play. Yeah, you did. Because I think when you broke that thing out, I think you played it multiple times.
I did. I played it 2 or 3 times, like when I first took it out, like one after the other. But you can see here what I was saying about with the POC chart.
That goes up to 10 on that one.
Yeah. So it's a lot harder to get that automatic win, although there might be changes in the rules in this Compass game version that change that. But yeah.
Okay, well, here comes the dumb question because I know what the answer is. Okay, so obviously at a lighter weight of ruling. Is this game satisfact? Does it give you satisfaction? I mean, does it give you?
Yes.
Okay.
It is immensely fun to play. It's one of those games where you've got a feel for it, right? Because you're lining your ships up, you're firing at ships across from one another. Maybe you double up if you want to. There's enough of a flavor like, oh, cool, that's awesome. You know, your ships are in line astern, you're firing. You know, you certainly have the feel for naval tactical combat without having any of the confusion or worry.
Okay, so you're saying there is a tactical aspect to this game. Can you demonstrate that?
No, you have a feeling for the tactical aspect. There's not a big tactical thing to do.
Okay, so you got the Avalon Hill game, can you drop a couple counters there and see an example of what a combat is like?
Sure.
Because you're talking about you're lining your units up, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. So we've got Caio Dulio and Andrea Doria.
That aren't super naval game players like me and you out there to want to play some of these things.
Well, I know that you're a super naval guy, but that's okay. We'll explain it to the other folks too. So you've got Caio Dulio and Andrea Doria over here, which are two Italian ships. We'll pull out two R-class British ships right here and have them fight. Huh? What do you think?
Okay.
So you got Revenge and Royal Oak. Combat simultaneous. I'm going to need a buttload of dice.
So you're not saying, okay, this ship is shooting at that ship.
Oh, you are saying that.
Oh.
You absolutely are. Because if you have more than one, you got to pair them up. So there's a little bit of stuff there to think about, but not an excessive amount. Let me get the damage counters. Okay. All right. There are some minor things in here that can cause ships to be forced to withdraw / be destroyed. Stand by for just 1 second. Okay. So again, this first guy is your attack factor, then you have a defense factor, and then you have a speed. So in this case, the speed for the Italians is significantly faster. So if we do decide, okay, the Italians want to get out of here, they'll be able to essentially leave without having to worry about it. But if the British decide they're going to leave, the Italians are going to be able to pursue. Because you got speed 5 versus speed 3. Because these R-class are World War I relics when the Royal Navy had a battle line speed of like 18 knots or something, and these guys are fast. The Italians like speed. Okay, anyways, let's do this. Give me 20 seconds here. Okay, A5. We've got. Oh yeah, the Germans shoot gooder, so that's good. We don't have to worry about that. If this is something that's in this game, I don't know about Compass Games version. If a German ship is firing undamaged, it hits on a 4 or 5 or 6, not just a 5 or 6. Everybody else, a 5 will disable a ship and send it home, and a 6 is just a hit.
But how does the defense factor come into play?
That's essentially the number of hits you can take.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so you got 2 ships against 2 ships. What do? You're going to pick which one shooting which one?
Royal Oak they're just going to fire at their equal in line. So Royal Oak's going to fire at Caio Dulio here. I have a 6 and a 5. The 6 takes precedent over the 5 because you want to sink stuff before you disable it. which I believe means I now roll that 6 again. Yes. So I did 2. So I do 2 points of damage to Caio Dulio, which is important because it's going to have to disengage at the end of this round, which then means it's going to have to repair those 2 points. Let me find a damage marker that's got a 2 on it here. Stand by. 1, 2. So that means it's disengaged or whatever. Or disabled, my bad. There's a 2. And it's got a 2 on it, right? So that means at the end of this combat, that's going to leave. It's not destroyed.
Okay, so why is that? So he's got, what's his hits thing?
So I rolled a 5. It only took 2 hits, so it's not sunk. But the 5 disables it and sends it back.
Ah.
Now, Revenge is shooting at Andrea Doria. No hits, no nothing. Fire simultaneous, so I'm going to be able to shoot at Royal Oak with Caio Dulio. Again, still has 4 attack. So that's 1 hit with the 6. Now I got to reroll that to see what the damage is. 1, so we'll put a 1 encounter on Royal Oak. Then Andrea Doria is going to shoot at Revenge. Oh, so it is disabled. So let me find one of these little X guys so I can put that on there to remind myself that it will be withdrawing at the end of this turn. Or round of combat. Then the 6 is for damage. Come on, I keep rolling shitty. I'm trying to sync something. And that's a 1. So there you go. That's the end of this round of combat, which means that these 2 withdraw back to their respective ports. So say we were in the Mediterranean, my guys will go back to Malta, these guys will go back to Italy. Right? Now, round 2. We only have these 2 guys left. So Royal Oak's going to shoot at Andrea Doria. Oh, 2 hits that time. 2 6s. So we roll those to see the damage we put on it. Okay, 5. So we'll just do 3. And then, come on, give me a 2. 2. So Andrea Doria is sinking at the end of this turn. Let's butt fire simultaneous. Let's see if Andrea Doria can sink Royal Oak at the same time. Nope. I did a 5, which is going to force it to retreat disabled, but it's going to go back to port at the end of the turn anyways. Andrea Doria is destroyed.
Wow.
That's combat.
All right. So, okay. So there were no modifiers in that. You just, whatever the numbers were on the counter.
The only modifier is, again, if the Germans start the round of combat undamaged, then they hit on a 4 or a 6. Not just a 5 or a 6. Let me double check that, but I'm 99% sure. I'm sorry. The 4s become disabled, the 5s are hits, and the 6s are hits. That's all.
Okay.
Yep.
It's pretty simple. Not, you don't have to, it's not a brain scratcher. It'd be something lightweight. And so, okay. So
it allows you to fight the war at sea in an hour or 2 hours.
All right. So move that map aside. Let's see the compass map underneath.
Okay, stand by. Let me get all this stuff back into the baggies. Uno momento, por favor.
So yeah, just while you're doing that, the Kaiser's High Sea Fleet map looks. You see a lot of the same elements like that POC and all that, but the map looks really good in that one. Like to me,
I'm sure it does.
It looks kind of era specific. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, I would vote it the best map, but that map you showed is functional and works. So
this is again also the game that I made. I printed all the ships and labeled them all. So I do have 6,000 models for each of these with the stats.
Yeah,
on the bases.
It looks like it'd be an easy one to do that with.
So Chuck says there was a variant map that was done by Avalon Hill for Ward C2.
Charles, you're gonna have to send me all these, big dog. Those sound awesome. No, I'm just giving you trouble. But yeah, I know that it was one of their big games for a long time that they did a lot of stuff with. All I have is the game. I don't have any of the extras. I don't have any of the general magazine stuff or any of that. It's one of the old Avalon Hill games where you don't have a back to it or anything. But
so, okay, looking at that map right there, run your hand across. Blurry. Up near your camera. Run your hand near your camera. Yeah. All right, move your hands because major fuzzy. It worked earlier.
so one of the differences.
There you go. You got it. You got it.
One of the differences is, again, you've got U-boat technology, which is a little different because in the original War at Sea, if you had U-boats in the territory or in the section before combat happened, you had the potential to damage enemy ships, but also to have your U-boats hunted down. So like aircraft carriers are better at hunting down submarines than just normal ships, stuff like that. So that's new. This oiler is not in the old game. The Caribbean section isn't in the old game. Just whatever, that's fine.
So what's the granted new map there, but so, I mean, what's the strategy? I mean, if you have combat in an area and you push the enemy out, you take control of that area, right?
Correct.
And do they have the ability to take it back, or?
Yeah, absolutely. The next turn, yeah.
But the game will end regardless.
In 10
if you
turns.
max out your POC.
Correct. That's hard to do.
Right.
The Axis has limited capabilities. Especially when you consider that I'm confused as to what Gibraltar is. Because now I'm thinking about it, this was not on that map either. So it'll be interesting to see what part this plays.
Right.
But the Mediterranean is usually a bloodbath in my experience. And then it's me. So you tend to have a lot of like apocalyptic Jutland style clashes depending on where you're at, right?
Right.
Because that was the only way I was able to win. I won real quick one time as the Germans because I managed to essentially smash the home fleet. Just done. I rolled pretty well. I dumped all my eggs into one basket. The British I had split between the home islands and Malta to try and, because you got to fight the Italians or else this is bad. So it was something. It was pretty cool. Again, there's other games in the. Again, it's not really a series, right? It's kind of just the same family of rules. So there's other games in this family that have additional stuff, additional rules, like what I would assume is different with these mines and stuff on Gibraltar, the U-boat technology, and then the surrender of France stuff and all that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited.
There's a Pacific version of this or whatever?
Yes, Victory in the Pacific.
Oh, okay. All right. Good stuff, Andrew. That's a good unboxing, a little quick demo of what play is like, and yeah,
that's good.
Was well done.
Hell yeah. That's how we do it here on Hex to Hex YouTube channel.
Naval World War II. Todd, how did you let this happen to me?
I don't know. You're the one that did it.
It's working. I'm just chipping away at it a little more at a time.
Thinking he's going to get me to play one. I tell you what, I would put it this way: if it came to the point of me playing a naval game, and I had to choose,
this would certainly be a good one.
Yeah, mine would be a wooden ship thing. I think
that's fair.
I think it would be a wooden ship for me. So
I was about to say this is a pretty good one because it's an easy way to play naval and you get the feel for playing naval, but at the same time it doesn't require an intimate knowledge of the tactics and technological capabilities of the period, but you still get a feel for it, right?
I had, when I was a kid, one of the first games, I don't even know how I got it, but it was Frigate by SPI. Nothing but blank white hexagon maps.
Mm-hmm.
No features whatsoever, and it was all wooden ship stuff. So you whether the wind's blowing or the current or whatever, things like that, and cannons and
I
broadside.
got a copy of that. That's a good one. The Avalon Hill Classic Wooden Ships Iron Men is a good one, as well as Flying Colors, which is kind of an updated Wooden Ships Iron Men. They're very similar, but they're not the same.
What's that purple thing I got? Ironclads?
Ironclads by Yakinto.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe one day. Maybe one day. All right.
Yeah,
Well, hey,
you'll
good
play it.
unboxing. Good info. I'm going to ask a general question here to everybody out there. I've already posted it on YouTubian or Facebook. It's with December is tomorrow. No, 2 days from now. What's everybody going to play for the Ardennes? I know what I'm playing. I know what Todd's playing. He's got it. You can see it in the background there. Andrew, you gonna? Todd, do you even have your Ardennes 2 anymore?
I do not.
Okay, answers that question. Andrew, you know what you're gonna have to play, right?
Well, yeah, I'm going to buy a local copy of Ardennes 2 from a nice man for a fair price so that we can both get a good deal out of it. And I'll play that.
You've already got the
Oh,
person in
wait.
mind
No, I won't.
because he got rid of it.
We do have arrangements, though. Correct.
Yeah, y'all were supposed to play something, weren't you?
Yes,
We're going to play on the
this-
19th, right, Todd?
Correct.
Right. Love the maps on the wall. Yep, Todd's got some great maps.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
how about you guys out there in the audience? What are y'all going to play for December?
Yeah, while you're doing that, they're answering very quickly. So never mind. Got that.
You know, one thing that does make me sad, and I realize we talked about this, but I love Avalon Hill's Battle of the Bulge. Big, simple, fast play, kind of like this. It's a great way to just get it out there, play it, have a great time. D-Day's the same way. Stalingrad and the Russian campaign, the original Russian campaign, are the same way, except for the Russian campaign has a shitload of turns. Stalingrad is just the first half of the Russian campaign. D-Day is like that. I wish they had a market garden game like that.
Don't you have the original Ardennes?
I do have the original Ardennes, yes. I do.
No.
It probably plays longer than the Avalon Hill.
Oh, most certainly. It is fun. Again, I played a good chunk of it. What was that, 3 or 4 years ago?
Right.
Or no, that was
Yeah, you and I were doing it, remember?
3 years ago. Yeah.
Ardennes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then-
a long time ago.
We had a drastic, unexpected divine wind that relocated units that was bad, and then I almost cried, and I packed it up and I put it away.
ASL Bulge. Todd
I
wants to do
sneezed it. But
what is on the table, not victory at sea. Nolan.
shoo.
Battle for the Ardennes. I'd love to have the quad. I had it years ago, but that's like you got to sell the gold out of your teeth nowadays to get that.
Oh, to get the SPI quad.
Yeah, I'd
I
love to
looked
have
for
that.
that for
I got a
quite some
buddy that's got it, but they're too valuable, and I don't want to. It's kind of like the War in the East games. I really want those War in the East games, but I am not paying $100 pop for games that look like people aren't replaying them very much. Yep, Hell's Highway, great game. Make the alternate counters for it. I think I did that one time. I think I lost them. I made the alternate counters really nice.
This is going to get set out and played in the next 2 days.
Yeah, you'll get twitchy tonight. You watch.
That's fair. I'm going to go work out. We'll see how much energy I got when I get home. There's a distinct possibility that happens.
Iggy, what's up, buddy?
I do like that they have multiple colored dice in this game. So it means
Yeah, that's cool.
you'd be able to roll 3 ships combat at once.
Right.
Big fan of that.
$34 on BGG. I wonder if that's my.
What is? Oh, the Bulge Quad?
Yeah.
What did I just see? What comment did I just see? Yeah, David, I think Hell's Highway is more complex than what McMurray's talking about. That is funny, McMurray, that they didn't make
I don't know that there's any Avalon Hill Market Garden game. there might be like an Arnhem game. Oh, Storm over Arnhem is Avalon Hill.
But that's not Market Garden though.
Yeah. It just seems like that would have been that's ripe for the picking for them, right? Because in that same vein, like you have Gettysburg, you got all these other games that are these big battles, big campaigns. You got the 100 Days with Waterloo, and for whatever reason, Market Garden just slipped through the gaps, I guess, which is a real shame because that would be perfect. And there's not, I don't know if there really is a big, kind of simple, fast, fun Market Garden game out there.
Fast, fun Market Garden?
Well,
Well,
it never
snows, massive,
there.
but it wasn't bad.
What's that, Jeff? Jeff, what's that?
That never snows.
Yes.
Yeah, but that is. That's for sure. But it's so big. I just think like he's thinking of like a one mapper or something like.
Right.
Yeah, or even a 2, because obviously it's a weird shape, right?
Right.
Like if you were doing traditional Market Garden framework, you'd almost want it on like a Storm over Stalingrad type board.
It's Monty's Gamble, but that's not Avalon Hill. But
well, is it that same kind of level of complication? Wait, what does that say? Oh, Jeff.
Yeah, that's the TSR version, though. I don't know if I want that.
Why is it? Would it be? Do you really think it's that?
Side nib counters more than likely. That's the one thing about some of the TSR games I didn't like was the counters.
Well, yeah, but you can still play the game. The counters might be ugly, but
there's the original. Well, it was flat pack. The box was the really nice one, the green box one, but they don't have any of those. Oh, they had a Japanese edition. I didn't know that.
Oh, sweet. You could play it in Japanese.
Yeah, what the talking, Joel?
You utilize your extensive knowledge of Asian tonal languages.
Yeah. Purple, you liked it. Nord, didn't you say you liked Ardennes? I'm sorry. Todd and I both didn't go over well with us.
I don't think I gave Ardennes 44 enough of a try, to be honest, but I decided I didn't want to.
Right.
I could always do that, Jeffy.
What's that?
Your old plan for me playing Ardennes 44, where I only use 2 of the values that are on the counters, and I just play it using SCS rules with the stats that are sitting there.
I really should have got into it, but I really stalled out on that Holland 44 game, so I kind of.
Dev, which I got all the Tiller games from WWDS. What is is it Holland 44? What's it called? You're talking about Panzer campaigns? Descent on Crete would be another one of those sort of games that would I ever play it? I don't know, but to kind of have it would be kind of cool. Yeah, Market Garden 44. That's right. Yeah, I've got. Hey, hold on. Let's do this. Let me see here.
Chat, if you guys can think of a good, 1 or 2 map, simple, not like overly simple, but quick to play, fun Market Garden game, by all means, toss it in there, man. I'm more than happy to look at suggestions and probably try and find one, because I really enjoy Market Garden quite a bit. It's just hard to find that game,
All those damn games I got from freaking John Tiller stuff, man. And Dev, what we started to play, Dev and I started to play, was it Atlanta? Campaign Atlanta, I think. These things are, I know we do. We started one and we never really, I don't know. I think that was a strange time, I think, or both of us when that happened. But yeah, I agree. That I keep thinking about getting on here and streaming and playing them. And it's funny because I'll get these things from Slitherine, and I'll do a short video, test play of some of that stuff. But I won't even play these things I got that are phenomenal, like Gary Grigsby's War in the East, War in the East 2. I don't know why I don't stream that stuff. So. Yeah, I'm going to do Ardennes too. I was doing enemy action Ardennes. Oh, sorry. I was doing enemy action Ardennes, and that, like I say, the solo rules on that, they're fine. I played it before, but it was a little slow for me because I hadn't done it in a while. So I said, nope, let's drop that. Let's go play some SCS. I said, you know what? Never, I said I didn't like Ardennes 2. I like the first one better. But you know what? Kind of like what you just said a minute ago about Holland 44 giving it a fair shake. So
here's a question for you. Ardennes 2 uses exploit movement, not reserve markers, right?
I think so.
Well,
Jeff,
the
Ardennes 1
DGs,
for Ardennes 2.
the DGs are different.
I'll trade you Ardennes 1 for Ardennes 2. I hate reserve movement and reserve markers. I'd much rather do exploit.
That is Bull Run. Chancellorsville came down. That was a headache from hell.
Yeah, man. I saw your video.
That was, I've never ranted in a video that I remember.
I thought you were going to point the camera at your crotch, be the old crotch cam rants type stuff.
This is first Bull Run. Roast, I'll tell you, all of the, Todd, we have all, but you both and I have all of the
Correct.
version 2s.
All the new ones. Yep.
Yeah. I still got 3 of the old ones left.
3-year-old what's?
Of the old Great Campaigns.
Oh.
Still got 3 of them
There you
left.
go. Jackpot.
Yeah, those are great games. Those are very great games. So, well, anybody out there in the crowd got anything they want us to address here? Because,
Suggestions with those market garden games, folks.
I'm fixing to go start playing something.
Start rolling dice, everybody.
Yeah, Nord, nothing wrong with the originals. There's not one thing wrong with those games.
They're perfect. Perfect angels.
Yep.
Yes. Perfect angels.
Yes, perfect angels.
I read Jeff's diary. They are perfect angels. They do nothing
2
wrong.
Arnhem games, but he is not seeing them. Let's see. 2 Arnhem games. Let me see.
What?
Captain said he listed 2 games.
SPI was called Arnhem, right? Okay. And they also did the West Wall Quad. Oh, so that had a market garden in it too. Yeah, let's take that. Let me check that out on Yeah, I tell you, when it came to quad games, they were freaking they were good at that.
I love the blue and the gray quad. You know that.
Yeah, yeah. And somebody told me you could take in the 2, you could take the Fredericksburg and Chancellorsville maps and put them together and play the whole shebang.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, sure enough, there's an Arnhem one. There's a Bastogne one in that game too.
In the SPI
West Wall.
Man, I bought that whole giant lot of SPI games hoping for stuff like this, and it wasn't in there.
Oh, that's Albert Smith. That's Albert Smith. He's the doing the Wilderness GB CW game. Yeah, those are them things you want to have, but just not out there looking for them. So really don't have any. The only thing I'm waiting on is So I guess Stigler's game is the next one to pop.
It's gonna be a while before that comes out, though.
Yeah, but it's already going to printing, right?
Nope. Not yet.
I thought it was.
Oh, well, maybe it is, but there's no predicted.
Well, no.
Time.
Yeah, but GMT stuff usually moves pretty quick once it hits.
I'm guessing second quarter.
Think.
With no insight. I'm just pulling it out.
Descent into Hell. Another one to look at. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go play before I get too tired to go play.
All right.
I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving.
Good unboxing there, McMurray.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks, guys. Thanks
good
for having me, Jeff. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
Yep. Bye, gang. Talk to all y'all soon. See you.
Say
Bye, Paulie.